There are multiple ways to travel to Penang from Kuala Lumpur, and I'll rank them in terms of ease. The easiest way to visit Penang is via airplane from Kuala Lumpur. Most people will be aware that you can take a domestic flight from KLIA-2 in Sepang to Penang International Airport in Bayan Lepas. This is normally a 1-hour long flight, but KLIA-2 is also about an hour's drive from the KL city centre in clear traffic. When you combine this with the flight check-in time and buffer time of 1 to 2 hours, your total travel time required comes to about 4 hours, which is why some people prefer to drive themselves or take a bus. However, a flight is the least stressful way of getting to Penang. What most visitors and tourists may not be aware of is that you can also fly to Penang from the Sultan Abdul Aziz Shah Airport, also known as the Subang Sky Park, which is located in Subang Jaya, via the Firefly domestic airline. This airport is less congested and much easier to get to if you are staying in Petaling Jaya. It is also closer to the KL city than KLIA. Being a purely domestic airport, the check-in process is much faster due to a smaller number of travellers and no need for immigration clearance. The Penang International Airport is located in Bayan Lepas, which is in the south end of the island. From here is a 30-minute taxi ride to Georgetown. However, if you're flying in from overseas, the following cities have direct flight to Penang International Airport without the need to transit in Kuala Lumpur. The next most convenient way is to take an express bus, but the most convenient in my opinion is Aeroline. The bus ride normally takes 4 hours if there's no traffic jam, and Aeroline runs twice daily service from 3 major locations in the Klang Valley. The bus will travel from KL across the Penang Bridge and drop you off at Queens Bay Mall, which is a short 15-minute taxi to the heart of Georgetown. The Aeroline buses are very comfortable and designed like an airplane with entertainment screens and packaged meals included in the fare. The third most convenient way is to drive yourself if you have a car. The drive will take about 4 hours on the North-South Expressway, but you need to have a touch and go prepaid card to pay for the highway toll. You can buy this at a 7-Eleven convenience store or most petrol stations, and top up value there too. The advantage of driving is that you have more freedom to visit all the attractions in Penang. The disadvantage of driving is that Georgetown is very congested due to the narrow colonial-era streets, and street parking can be hard to find during peak hours. You also need the Penang Smart Parking app to pay for street parking. The national train service, Kereta Api Tanah Melayu, runs about 5 to 6 daily rides on its ETS trains from KL Central Station to Butterworth Station. You can book tickets on the KTM website. The train will take about 3 hours or 4 hours. The disadvantage of the train service is that it will drop you off at Butterworth Station on the mainland, and you have to take a 30-minute ferry from Butterworth to Georgetown. The ferry terminal, named Pangkalan Sultan Abdul Halim, is right next to the Butterworth train station, so it's fairly convenient for you to get there to make it to Georgetown.